Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane here, Podcast Pete, and certified high performance coach. Coffee and connections. I'm with Pete Kane. Sounds weird. Okay. I want to serve a bigger group of people because the more people that can connect, learn, and be able to build a community, the better. So each Friday, we're going to have coffee and connections. So if you would like to be a part of that, reach out to us. Why should you have a presence online? Because the world changed. We're now global. So if you're acting local, which I went to a local event this week, and everybody is focused on the local, and they're not thinking about the global opportunity. That means your online presence, what people can find out about you, is your opportunity to a brighter future, to a more abundant future. So, like we leverage our time with this, we'll have other experts in here to give you some insights, but we'll make connections. We'll make connections fast. We'll make connections with meaningful ways, because when you get to know people and you actually will have them on your podcast and you get to learn their stories, plus put a digital seed out there, now you have a chance to water that seed. Because the more you water your seeds, the closer you get to 7-11-4. People have to get to know you, like you, and trust you, both locally and globally. What do I mean by that? I go to the grocery store, and let's just say I have a conversation with you. I have a shirt on and maybe say something about my company, and we have a good conversation. You've built up my curiosity. I want to know more. I'm going to ask for your card, and if you have one, I'm going to take it and I'm going to look you up, because I want to continue the journey with you if you allow me to. And if you allow me to, I'm going to consume more of your information on my time. So I have to consume 7 hours of you. I have to be interested in you. So I have to make 11 what we call buying signals, or interesting things about. I got to pursue you. And pursuing you is finding interesting things to keep the journey alive. But if I go and I see your website, and I see your LinkedIn profile, maybe something else, that's not enough for me to continue a journey with you. So the journey's over with. We have 150 people in our, what we call our relationship wheel, because the brain blocks out all this stuff. It's only going to let in what it's familiar with. That's why when you've ever heard the story, you think of a red car, or you buy a red car, now you see red cars all over the place because you're aware of it. There's some scientific name, I don't know what that is, but there is one. And it has to do with, you're familiar with 150 people that you know, like, and trust. And if they're in a crowd, you'll pick them out because your brain will connect with with the person that you're familiar with. All the other ones, block out. So when a person wants to get to know you, and they're on that journey to know, like, and trust online, you got to give them something. You got to keep giving them enough for them to go on that journey, because 150 is not much when you're talking about the billions of people that are out there. So you have to put your information out there so people have an opportunity to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Gone are the times when people will say, well, just call this person to see if, those referrals, like, here's 5 people that'll vouch for me. Who has time for that? We don't, because we're in the TikTok generation. We have, our attention span is 9 seconds. Used to be 19 minutes. Over 25 years, it is continues to streak, and it won't probably increase anytime soon. So you have to be aware that people's attention. So if you're spending all your time building your local business and you don't realize that the world changed and now it's global and you've got to give people ways to get to know you, then you'll miss opportunities. Because if I go on a search and I check you out after an interesting conversation and you don't give me anything to continue the journey, it's over. I just go on to my life. So you have to be aware. Podcasting is the easiest way to do it because it's stories. People remember stories. And if people remember your story, they're going to remember you. But if you just put one podcast out there, it's not enough. You've got to continue to give them reasons to know, like, and trust. 11, 7, 4. 11 hours, 7 hours, 11 buying signals, and 4 different platforms. That's the know, like, and trust. It's called the Roger Dunbar. And Daniel Priestley educated me on it. I have 2 mentors that I am all in on. Brendan Bouchard and Daniel Priestley. Brendan generally for everything. Daniel Priestley for the know, like, and trust, the 7-11 for the key person of influence. I think I could bring it up here. I know, oops, hold on. Hit the wrong one. All right, hold on here. There we go. I want to bring it up because I think it's important for what we're talking about. Hold on here. I'm going to take this off for a second and I'll put it up here. I don't want you to have to see all these kind of things. Here we go. Okay. So, key person of influence, buy the book. Invest in yourself, buy the book. You'll understand why it's so important for you to build your online profile. There's 5 P's to it, but that's another podcast for another time. There's plenty of information on my YouTube channel. So if you want to know more, you can go in there and put Daniel Priestley. It'll come up. You can learn from him. You can learn in our channel, but learn his method. I want to say method. I'm having a tongue tie here. Let me just make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So, learn about Brendan Bouchard. Hold on here. There we go. The five high performance habits: clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. Influence. You hear that key word? Because it's been around for a lot of years. How to win friends and influence people. If you have influence, you're going to have an abundant life because it's not easy to get it. Your reputation, your character, the competence you have for a particular topic, how you present yourself, all go into it, but it's earned over time. And that time online now is 7-11-4. 7 hours, which is a fair amount of content. 11 buying signals. That could be buying your book, listening to a podcast, downloading a workshop, attending a webinar. It could be different things like that. They have to see you in 4 different ones. When they do, the brain just switches to know, like, and trust. So I want to just make you aware. Let me see. Hold on here. If you want to get clarity in your life, book a clarity session with us. pkane.me/clarity. We have live events. You can go to pkane.me/live, and that's going to lead me to this. There's a special event coming up. It's coming up this Tuesday. Hold on here. Let me just figure out how I can share my screen. And let's see. Here we go. Okay. All right. So we love our vets. We want to support them. We want to help them. We want to provide the resources they need to be able to have that abundant life. So We Care Veterans we have a podcast. So next Tuesday, and I'm going to give you another website. And I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can have it. But we want to bring the veterans and the people that support the veterans together, because together we're better. We're going to have 100 vendors at the expo Tuesday at the Cobb Civic Center. So if you're out there, share this with people that you know that are veterans or veterans people that support veterans, because Kim has put together and her team amazing expo. It keeps growing and growing and growing. There's such a need out there. And that need is helping our veterans. They've helped us. They've sacrificed. They've done everything for us to have our freedoms. Let's give back to them. And that's Kim's heart too. I had her on my podcast this week. An amazing woman who's making an impact, who's helping our veterans, bringing the resources together, because together we're better. Collaborating with the 100, just going to be just 100. There's more. The waiting list at these fairs is free to attend. Come out and be able to see the resources that are available. If you're a veteran, come out and see us. If you're a vendor that service veterans and you have that heart to serve, be on my podcast, because we're going to be live that day. So if you go to, let me see here, hold on here. Go to, nope, that's not right. Oh, hold on here. I'm going to put it up here in just a second. Yes, here we go. Go to pkane.me/vets. This is this website. So if you're a vendor and you would like to have some time on our podcast to share how you're serving the veterans, then go ahead and book a session. We'll be there all day. We're scheduling podcasts now. Now, what is great about this event is we're going to bring another, hold on here. Sorry about that. Here we go. Stop sharing. I'm going to put it up. Hold on here. I am going to get this up. Share screen. Here we go. There. Okay, there we go. Okay. We Care Vet Fair. And if you go to wecarevetfair.com, you'll come to this site. You'll see open to veterans, current military, family members, and caregivers. Veterans benefits, legal services, healthcare, community wellness, mental health, employment, housing, financial management, nutrition. Then here's the sites up here. When you go in there, you can connect with them on Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. And we'll soon have YouTube on there, so we can bring you the latest information through podcasting to a place where you can always stay abreast of what's going on. Because information it's out there, but sometimes not to the right people that can be served by it. So if you go to this, let me just go back here. Okay, yeah. So if you go to We Care Vet, VET, fair.com, you can go to this site right here and be able to see what's going on. You can come on out, visit with us. And then if you're a vendor at the fair, there's a few people that will call in, but we want to serve the 100 vendors who are serving our veterans. We can provide them with a platform to get the information out. So it's not just that day, although it's going to be, you want to be in person, you want to come out there, but you'll be able to know where you can get answers to what you want, what you need. Okay. So, all righty. We Care Vet Fair. Please share this with your veterans, with people that are not aware that it's going on this week, next week. And if you are a vendor and we want to get your message out to our veteran community and be able to see how we can serve them through you, collaborate, be on the podcast so we can help our veterans. All right, Pete Kane. This is Coffee Connections, but we had something really current that we wanted to get your information, wanted to get out to you. So please share this. Please share this with people you know that can benefit. And hold on here, I'll put this up here. There we go. That can benefit from our vet fair that's coming up at the Cobb Civic Center next week. I'm Pete Kane. Be bold, make an impact, and have